I'm sitting here journaling and I'm writing out so many things. And I was realizing, I feel like I hear people saying similar things as I was reading back over my journal, my list. And so the more I thought about it, the more I realized, I have read a lot of Instagram posts, and you see people writing out all this stuff now, or I guess talking about whatever. The point is, it's like everybody has been sifting and sorting, and then we're all stating what we have sifted and sorted, what we have decided. And yet, how many are actually living it? Right? It's like, okay, that's great that we all know what we want. But what is the resistance? Why are we holding it at bay? Why aren't we allowing it in? So we have sifted and sorted. So we have decided. So we've lived and experienced. And we've come to conclusions. And if they're really the conclusions that we desire, then what is the hiccup? Is it simply the release and allow for time to catch up? I don't think so. I think there's more here. I think there's a bigger resistance. I think there's a lack of belief of worthiness, that we are worthy of all that we desire. I think that always comes to the crux of it. It's like as soon as you believe what you desire can actually come to you, you get it. So you're saying you want all that. You're saying you sifted and sorted. You're saying you decided. So what is the portion you don't believe? That you're really worthy of all that? That's usually our hiccup. That is usually our snag. Is lining up with knowing we're worthy of all that. That's our work to do. To embed that new belief. To integrate it. To understand it. To know it. It is like to relax and release and allow. It's like you can look at it many different ways. It depends on how your brain works and how your system works. Like it feels better to me to soften into that. Be like, oh, yeah. What was I gripping onto so tightly? Right? Like the thing what was I gripping on? That I wasn't worthy? That's why I was gripping. That's why I was tight. That's why it hurt. That I wasn't ready. That I wasn't worthy. That I wasn't good enough. That's why you feel tense and tight and gripping. So I need to work on releasing, relaxing, allowing. Just soften into it. It's fine. It's just kind of funny how we are. But I know some people's mind works a little differently, where I don't even know how to verbalize it because my mind doesn't work that way. But they had shown me the variation. They had shown it to me just a minute ago. And I understood it when they showed it. I guess maybe when I'm in my masculine, I understand it the other way they showed it. Probably so maybe more masculine deal with that, where it's like, what was it? It was like they have to integrate it by efforting. Sorry, that took me a second. I think they have to work on actually. I mean, we all have to take action, and we all have to get in our masculine at sometimes. But it's like men do it the opposite of women somehow, or something. There was something they just showed me where it felt like some people, it's like proactively, maybe what they just simply meant by that is that they are having the right intake, they're surrounded by the right things, but that's important for all of us. Maybe they're just showing at what stage of the game you're in. Right? Because I know I'm at different stages of the game at different times, right? I go back and I go forward and I go back and I go forward. And so sometimes I do need to, it seems like, work hard at making sure everything is set up and lined up, that I am paying attention and conscious to what I'm listening to and where I am and what I'm doing and what I'm thinking and ba 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 ba. And then there's other times where it's like, would you just relax and allow? It's already integrated. And so it's that nervous Nelly or that nervous tick, like, oh, did I need to do more? Why isn't it here? Because you just stopped 30 seconds ago, for fuck's sake, right? Like, we just have to find our rhythm and find our pace, I guess, and know what's what when. But overall, if we can just soften it into allowing and believing that it's all lining up, it's all working out. But I say that, as soon as I say that, they are flashing something, and it could be my ego flashing this one. I think it's my ego because it seems like an excuse, or it's not necessarily an excuse, it's just a caveat. Like, it is all happening, and it is all fine. It is. Yet if you want to be more intentional about it so it can happen quicker, so you can actually enjoy it this lifetime, you do want to be conscious to your patterns so that you can choose more carefully, more consciously, pickily, right? Like, you're being more picky in that you're not allowing any which whim to steal your attention and go running off there, because whatever you're focusing on, you're getting. So that's what they were showing me. So for some of us, it seems like effort because we have to stay awake, alert, and online. We have to stay present. And if we are familiar with falling asleep, right, going back into the past or worrying about the future, but we're not remaining aware in the present, we're not staying relaxed in each moment, allowing and choosing, then it's like then we're not going to be able to enjoy our current lifetime, right? Because we're allowing our current lifetime to fling us all around, allowing our mind to jump all over the place. And if you're not happy and you want this or that, then it requires that you tame down that focus and zone in on what it is you want to go after it, and or relax into allowing it to come to you, but all the while keeping your focus. Yet when we lose that focus, or just get blown in the wind and aren't aware of these things, then we might not reach what we at times say we want. I say at times because when you're getting blown all over the place, there's other times where you've forgotten. So you haven't believed it long enough because you haven't pressed on that button long enough. You're jumping all over the place. So maybe you do need to decipher and decide. But I don't think that's always the case for all of us. I think some of us are jumping all over the place because we haven't wrangled our mind into training it that it works for us, and we would like to choose our focus and not just pick up every shiny thing. All of it has use to us. We just have to, I want you to be able to consciously decide what feels best for you. In other words, I don't really care. I'm not, it almost sounds like I'm saying it's a right and a wrong, and it's not. It's whatever is right for you. But if you're like me, where you're like, I'm not happy with this or that, I am having a challenging time, then figure out what the problem is. And it's likely something that I'm suggesting where you're just having a hard time training your mind to focus where you want it to focus and stay there. And so it's like if you truly have deciphered and decided, yet you keep getting, it's like steered off path, then you have to figure out ways to assist yourself. But also be careful with all that, right? You know, it's like the idea of like, then set up your hacks, set up your systems, set up, the right food intake, the right visual intake, the right audio intake, the right, all these things can assist, but you can then get hyperfixated on that stuff. It's like it's just there to assist you in what your real goal and desire is, not to become your every waking moment. I'm just sharing all my pitfalls so you don't have to fall into them. But some of us do. So you might hear this and be like, oh, okay, at least I know where I'm headed into those pit holes, right? It's too much. Okay. I don't know if you can hear, I am having a hard time focusing this morning, but it's because I am attempting to retrain and repattern some things. And I find my mind trying to go where I've told it we're not today. So this is when you have to really slow down and take control. So there are days like that for me that I forced myself. That's what it feels like for me. It's like it feels like forced concentration, even if it's forced nothingness. And it's an attempt to actually give my mind some peace, to show it's okay. And we're training this way. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.